Donald Trump's presidency is one of the most controversial and debated periods in modern American history. Love him or hate him, it's impossible to ignore the events that defined his time in office. From unprecedented policies to intense political clashes, his presidency stood apart from his predecessors in many ways. His 2 impeachments and the numerous scandals that surrounded his presidency were especially significant. Each event captured the attention of millions around the world and sparked fierce debates that continue to this day. The first impeachment of Donald Trump occurred in late 2019. It was an event unlike anything the modern presidency had seen before, leaving the nation deeply divided. This impeachment was sparked by a now infamous phone call between Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. During this call, Trump allegedly pressured Zelensky to investigate Joe Biden and his son, Hunter Biden. Biden was a leading Democratic candidate at the time, which added a clear political dimension to the controversy. The allegations suggested Trump was withholding military aid to Ukraine as leverage to secure personal political gain. The withheld aid amounted to hundreds of millions of dollars that Ukraine desperately needed to fend off Russian aggression. Critics claimed Trump's actions represented a blatant abuse of power. For them, it was a clear violation of the trust placed in a president to prioritize national interests over personal ambitions. This controversy quickly escalated into a significant scandal that dominated headlines for months. It became the focal point of countless news cycles and fueled fiery debates on both sides of the political aisle. Democrats accused Trump of violating his oath of office by engaging in quid pro quo, a term that soon became a buzzword throughout the impeachment proceedings. Quid pro quo was splashed across headlines, filling television screens and shaping the narratives pushed by both supporters and critics. The impeachment inquiry involved testimony from numerous officials who painted a detailed and often damning picture of Trump's actions. Their accounts added depth and drama to an already explosive situation. Republicans, however, rallied to Trump's defense, dismissing the allegations as a partisan witch hunt. They described the call as perfect, a term Trump himself used repeatedly to defend his actions. For his supporters, there was no explicit demand for a quid pro quo in the call. They viewed the impeachment as an overreach by Democrats desperate to remove a sitting president they opposed. Ultimately, Trump was impeached by the House of Representatives. This made him only the 3rd president in U.S. history to face such an outcome. However, the Senate's Republican majority ensured his acquittal. The necessary 2/3 majority to convict and remove Trump from office was never reached, leaving many Americans polarized and frustrated. The second impeachment came during Trump's final days in office and was far more immediate in its urgency and intensity. It was triggered by the storming of the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021, an event that shocked the nation and the world. The chaos and violence of that day remain etched in the collective memory of America. Trump faced accusations of inciting an insurrection through his repeated claims that the 2020 presidential election had been stolen. His refusal to concede the election was the backdrop for mounting tensions. On the day of the riot, Trump's fiery speech at a rally just before the Capitol was stormed added fuel to an already volatile situation. His words were interpreted by many as a direct call to action. The House of Representatives moved swiftly, impeaching Trump just a week later. This made him the first U.S. president to be impeached twice, a historic and unprecedented moment. The second impeachment charged Trump with incitement of insurrection. Democrats argued that his words and actions had directly led to the violence and chaos at the Capitol. The Senate trial for this impeachment was marked by intense emotional testimony and powerful video evidence of the riots. The trial captured the nation's attention once again. 7 Republican senators joined Democrats in voting to convict Trump, but once again, the final tally fell short of the 2/3 majority required for conviction. Though acquitted, the trial left an indelible mark on Trump's legacy, highlighting the deep divisions within both Congress and the nation. The impeachments weren't the only controversies of Trump's presidency. His administration faced an almost constant barrage of scandals that dominated headlines throughout his tenure. One of the most significant controversies was the Mueller investigation, which examined Russian interference in the 2016 election. While the report didn't establish direct collusion, it raised questions about Trump's actions and intentions. Allegations of hush money payments to adult film actress Stormy Daniels also made waves. These payments, facilitated by Trump's former lawyer Michael Cohen, became a major topic of public discourse. The family separation policy at the U.S.-Mexico border drew widespread condemnation. Images of children being separated from their parents became a symbol of the administration's hardline immigration policies. Trump's remarks following the Charlottesville rally in 2017 sparked outrage when he stated there were very fine people on both sides. Critics accused him of failing to unequivocally condemn white supremacy. The handling of the COVID-19 pandemic became another defining moment. Critics accused Trump of downplaying the severity of the virus and spreading misinformation, while supporters pointed to Operation Warp Speed as a major achievement. Each of these events added layers to the already polarizing narrative of Trump's presidency. For many, his time in office was a whirlwind of controversy and unpredictability. Supporters of Trump saw him as a disruptor who challenged the status quo and championed conservative values. They credit him with appointing conservative judges, enacting tax reforms, and prioritizing America's interests on the global stage. For detractors, Trump's presidency represented chaos, dishonesty, and a disregard for democratic norms. They viewed his actions as harmful to the fabric of American democracy. Trump's legacy, shaped by these impeachments and scandals, will undoubtedly be debated for decades to come. Scholars, politicians, and citizens alike will continue to examine the impact of his presidency. Regardless of one's perspective, there's no denying that Donald Trump's time in office changed the course of American history. His presidency remains a pivotal chapter in the story of the United States. Donald Trump's presidency is one of the most controversial and debated periods in modern American history.